Strings. This is the great thing. We get to do 2 lessons. Strings, right? We're going to deal with whole lots of standard algorithms of how we handle strings in a program. So strings, alphanumeric characters. When I'm dealing with, user input, I could be asking the users for their first name and their last name. I could be asking the users for, their birthday. I could be asking users for a variety of different data. And what I want to do with that data in my system may require one of the following standard algorithms. So may require me to, and I'm going to do my whole desktop because I don't know where it is, extract parts of that string. So say, for example, I wanted to make their initials. So Compass is super cool. Compass has my initials in the top right-hand corner when it wants to load, and my Zoom browser thing's in the way. Right there, N. It's my initials, okay? One of the standard algorithms that we are looking at today would have been used to achieve just having my initials there, because in no other place in Compass do I input just my initials. I input my first name and I input my last name, but no place do I just input my initials. Okay, so you can, with these standard algorithms, extract data from a string. So if I had my name saved in Compass as Nicole Nekvasky, something similar to this algorithm that we're going to look at in Compass will have taken the capital from Nekvasky, and they would have taken the capital from Nicole, put them together and displayed it there. They would have used a similar standard algorithm to this one here. At other times, we have to insert a string into another string. Sometimes we might have one string and we need to put another one in there. We might need to put it in the middle. We might need to put it at the end. We might need to put it at the start. We might need to actually combine some strings, inserting a string into another string, and you use a different set of logic. The third type is the deletion of a string to another string. Extracting data, very straightforward algorithm. Inserting and deleting, quite more complicated. How you write the logic for how to do this will almost seem a bit strange. I guarantee you it's not going to be as straightforward and easy to read like the for loops in min and max arrays, the while loops, or the for loop in generating a random number. They were all very concrete and all very straightforward. There's some a little bit strange logic in how we do this. So I'm not going to get us to start thinking about it because it's a bit hard. I'm just going to jump straight in to the core specs for each of the strings and kind of go through it with you, particularly for the first one. But the second two, we might work through some worked examples. So if you could turn your page, please, to page 61. And we're going to have a look at extracting data. So this is what Compass would have done. This is the similar one that Compass would have done when it got my initials. Okay. Okay. So what we have here is a date. So it would have been saved as a string at some point in time. And I'm now going to have to pick up my laptop and move across the room to write on the board. What a treat. My whiteboard rubber outs with the holes in the middle. Okay. So it's a lot of fun. Why is it funny? No, it just is. Okay, cool. Love that. I also like that you're looking at miniature me versus real life me. Like everyone's still on miniature. It's like the ant version of me on the screen. Okay, so I could, but then I wouldn't be able to see, and the person on Zoom wouldn't be able to see the stuff that I want them to, which is the core spec that's on the screen. Also, hello to future you who's watching this as revision. Okay, so I have this algorithm. What this is intending to do is pull out a string from another string. Pull out a string from another string. In the example it gives you, it wants to extract the days and the months from a date in the formatted DDMMYY. To not embarrass anyone, I'm going to use my own birthday being 06/07/1989. Yes, I am old. That is my birthday. And what I want to do is I want to extract the days and the months. Okay, I'm going to go through this line by line. If you want to annotate in your course specs and have your pen out, you're more than welcome to. It's probably something I'd recommend. Okay. First off, very straightforward, no matter what the question's asking you. If you're having to extract something from a string, first you need to get the string. So if you want to annotate that in course specs on the first line, you know, this is actually pulling the string that I want to extract data from into the program. That's my first line. Second thing, so I say get that, so I'm going to do this as a worked example. Get that. Okay, let the start days equal 1. Whoopsie daisies. Start days. Start days in this example is what beginning with V? What kind of data structure is it beginning with V? Thank you, Will. Thank you very much. If you want to circle start days and write to the right, it is a variable. So I'm going to call it SD. I'm now saving it to a value of 1. Sorry, Jay. Oh, that's like pulling the actual string in. It's really important. Most people forget that in the exam. They just go to handling the string that they've given. So you'll get an example and it goes, write me some like pseudocode to be able to extract the date from this. And they forget to actually get the actual string. Yeah, and you'll lose a mark. So really remember, whenever you're trying to deal with the string, for the love of Jesus, get the string first. Just write get string, get date string, get string example, like whatever they call it in the scenario, make sure you call it in. Make sure you're calling it into your program, into your logic. Okay, so then I make a dates variable and I set it to 1. Following that same logic, Rohan, what would start months also be beginning with V on the next line? Variable, cool. I make so you can circle it and write a note. Start months. Without reading the rest of the logic, I'm going to assume that my person who's written this logic is quite good at intrinsic documentation. That's a fancy way of saying they name their variables really good names. They name them reflective of what they're meant to hold. Okay, so I'm assuming start days is going to have to like denote somewhere in the string, like where days start. And I'm going to assume start months is where months start. But I'm a bit confused. So I don't know why day starts with 1, but month starts with 4 when it's the third thing. So I guess we'll find out. Okay. And this is where the logic gets a bit weird and a bit confusing. Extract, and this is where I also kind of hate it, but that's okay. We'll work with it. Extract from the start day character for 2 characters from date string into days. Good Lord, what is going on? This is my least favorite logic, to be really honest with you, because I really kind of don't like it because it's not clean. But anyway, this is how you can write it in your exam. Extract from the start days character. What start days equal at the moment? 1. So I can essentially circle that thing that says start days in my course specs and put a line out and say, you just replace this with whatever values in the variable. So using this example, it's the 1th character. By the way, 1th isn't a thing, but for some reason, it's a thing. I'm going with it. It's fine. Start from the 1th, not to be confused with first character for 2 characters. So for 1, 2 characters. Start there for 2 characters from date string into days. What am I now assuming days is also? Days, sorry. So date string is this guy. Here's date string. For 2 characters into this new random thing that I've just dropped down. Days, it's also going to be a variable. Circle days. Write variable that is used to store the first part of the string I'm extracting. Could I extract more than one part of the string into the same? Actually, no, let me do the line and then I'll ask the question. So now I have this fun guy called Days that I've made down here, and he says 06. Sure. Extract from the start month character. Start months is what at the moment? Oh, sorry. Are you guys cool? I did. Yeah. It's 4. Oh, thank God this one at least makes sense. Start from the 4th character for 2 characters from date string into month. 4th character. Why do I start at 7? Why am I starting at 7? 7th's the 4th character. Isn't it? It says start at the 4th. Anyone see what I did wrong there? It says 4th. Why would I get a 7 and a 1? It's a bit weird. Anyone see why it might start at 4? Alphanumeric is the key. Alphanumeric. What might also be stored as strings and can be encapsulated within the phrase alphanumeric? Symbols, exclamation marks, commas, open brackets, close brackets, asterisks, all counted as strings, all come under the umbrella of alphanumeric. Therefore, in this thing called date string, what will also be considered a character? The slash. This is actually a character. So that's the 1st, that's the 2nd, that's the 3rd, that's the 4th, that's the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th character. That's why it starts at 4. That's why they actually used a date example to, that's why they used a date example to demonstrate this. So from the 4th character, for 2 characters, I extract into months. Lovely. 07. Sure. And then if you really want me to print it to the screen, display the month is variable name. When I write a variable name, what actually gets displayed? The value that sits inside the variable. So this is this last line. The month is month. When I write that word month, what actually gets displayed is whatever's saved in month. Yeah. And the day of the month is days. Whatever gets saved in there is days. Great example of when you might want to do this is when it's actually stored as 6th of July, 1989. Yeah, I watch Google do it all the time. They can the year. They don't want the year. They can the year and they say, it's your birthday on the 6th of July. Yeah, the whole value would have been saved as a whole string that has the whole entire thing. It extracts part of the string out and just displays it as it's the 6th of July. It's your birthday. Congratulations. Yeah. So this, even though the logic looks a bit weird, this is something that is done lots and lots and lots and lots. Here's what I would like you to do. Oh yeah, I'm so sorry if I'm so loud. So sorry. No, I have no concept of my voice projection. Here's what I would like you to do. I would like you to take this and manipulate it for a different example. So this logic is given for just finding days and months. That's not the only thing you can extract out of a string. I just told you about the initial one before. I want you to take the find days and months logic and appropriate it. That means put it into a new scenario. Except this time, you're going to write an algorithm called begin, and it's going to be find initials. Thank you, Cooper, for your feedback. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's something that we've all just talked about. You've seen what the end product looked like. So I thought you can do another extraction of a string if you would like. I was just going with a plain example. Find initials, except this time the get string that you're getting is get my name. And your name is whatever your name is. So William Johns, imagine it's like together as one thing. Yeah. Imagine there's no space in your name. So mine would be mine would be that. No spaces. Okay. Everyone's algorithm is going to be slightly different because everyone's name is slightly different. Okay. I need you to rewrite this logic for find initials. I want you to extract out your first initial and your last initial and display them. And in the display, say, my name is, my initials are. My initials are. Yep. Cool. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Yes? Anyone have any questions? Okay, I'm going to pause on our